Here you go. It's your boy Marquis saying, who's ready for some boom? Boom! Right. And shine. Even on a windy day, bro, waiting for a gust of wind to be in my sails. Apply for all the gust applications I can for small businesses, venture capitalists, and all that investment money. And it turns out to be a windy day today. It's a little bit chilly. Your boy's got a Join Weed Club shirt on underneath here. Somebody join Weed Club. That's right on Instagram. But I'm gonna buckle it up because it's fucking cold outside, bro. Outside, bro. And we're gonna start this show. Saints Addiction. We're on a mission. $10 for the skull cap. Everybody keeps asking. Let's go. So I always say I'll wait, but I won't, because life won't wait for you, and neither will I. And waiting for a gust of wind to be in your sails is some old technology. You know, back in the day, that's all they had, bro. Back in the day, that's all you had. I'm trying to get away from all this loud. I wanted to be in the sunshine, but this homeboy's scraping some shit right now. But I need that sunshine to stay warm, and I need that wind to move forward. And if I'm a 17th century, 15th century sailor, there would be times where you get stuck. There will be times where you don't know how to move forward. You're looking for some direction. You're looking for an omen, if you will, from the gods to be like, what do I do next, man? How do I move forward when I have no energy and I have no wind and I have no gust? And that's why this conversation's starting. And it's a must, you know. Nothing. All these investors are on some show us that you guys are already making income and then we'll invest, and then it's a catch-22. The chicken that laid the egg, because if I had income, I wouldn't need you. And that's the tough part for a lot of people that are uninitiated or don't have any sense of direction or don't know where they're going in their lives. It's going to be a hard decision to be like, what do I do without some wind behind my wings, you know? What do I do to alleviate my stagnant situation, and how do I propel myself? And that's what we're all looking for, is a propellant to get myself away from the situation that I'm in. And that's a big question. You know, the biggest question of our lives right now. I wanted everybody to see it, because it's like to make our sales go. Is this dad and son together? What the fuck are they? Look at their racing some go-karts and shit. How cool is that? Yeah. Super cool. That's his daughter. Look at that. How cool is that? Dad's taking off. They didn't give a thumbs up though. He's not teaching her how to be nice. He's teaching her how to ride. And that's what the wind is in our sails, you know? This kind of wind. Plastic pocket challenge. You're not teaching her how to pick up trash, right? That would be nice. Since I didn't make the trash and this is their neighborhood, you think they would be teaching them something? Neither me and my father nor him a teacher. So, you know, we all have assets and liabilities. We all have strong suits and hopefully some skill set. It's tough when you're trying to be something that's not existing, and there's no energy at all. And you're being like, I'm waiting for somebody to love me, or I'm waiting for the wind, or I'm waiting for the buzzards, and I kill this bird, I open up its stomach and I read its contents of its stomach and try to predict who's going to win the war. We used to do shit like that. Plastic pocket challenge. And it's unfortunate because you're going to want something outside of yourself to propel yourself, and I'm trying to teach and reach and preach to people that it's an inside job. That's not just an outside job. Get away from girls that fix their hair. I already got a girlfriend. I ain't trying to be near you. I'm trying to do the plastic pocket challenge. But, you know, to alternate our future, right, will take energy that we don't already have. You're probably already tired. You're probably already broke. And you're probably already broke in. More plastic pocket challenge. And that's what it's going to take in our lives, to say that even if I have nothing inside me, I'm still me. And I think a lot of people get shut down. If you agree, that's class. That's not on the soccer field. Somebody walking around barefoot. That would not be nice. And our expectations is that, you know, the gods maybe, the birds maybe, the wind maybe will bring something to our shores, just like the Castaway movie, and who knows what the next wave will bring, right? And to stick around long enough for a wave to happen. I mean, if I'm a shaman and I see 15th century boat coming my way, I'm going to pay attention and be like, what is that? And it took them almost like 3 days to see something they'd never seen before and notice long enough that there were men climbing on these boats. It wasn't an alien. These men created this. They're riding it, you know? And they're riding these horses, and they got these pigs in the northern hemisphere. I'd never seen these before. Like, feral hogs are not native species to North America, and neither were horses, and neither were cows. And we introduced these invasive species to this new world, and they grew, you know, out of freedom, you know, wild Mustangs and feral hogs and wild cows, if you can. I mean, we pretty much kill all the cows for the beef, but you know, these things grew out of necessity. They just didn't wait for their opportunity. They broke free and created an opportunity. One of those pigs had to get loose, have sex, and be wild. And you know, not for nothing, life always finds a way. So when we sit and we wait and we hope that the gust of wind will blow past us one day. Look at this wind, it's blowing. Look at this reed. I love these willow trees. They really show where the wind's going. And even if the sun is shining, you're still going to need another force, more than just your light, your idea, and an inkling, right? We're talking mice force, mice force to force a whole boatload of dudes around Cape of Good Hope or Good Horn or any of them. It's going to take a propellant, something that we were looking through the stars. They're trying to do ion propulsion, not just methane or oxygen or hydrogen, you know, not setting things on fire, but to propel ourselves with our willpower. This is a tough thing to do because there'll be no wind, there'll be no hope, there'll be a lot of loss, and then they're going to expect you to sail into the sunset. And I have news for you. It's hard to sail without a gust of wind, and that's why we're waiting for a gust. Because not only did I apply at Gust to all the Gust people for venture capitalist money and working capital investment, but it also, they're waiting for us to gust ourselves and, you know, pick those things, do it from our own might, our own right. And this message brought to you by Broken Babes. Mention Saints Addiction for 15% off. Join Weed Club when you can. That's right. Yeah. Weed Club. Shirts are real. Club is real. Life is real. You gotta just be able to wait and make it real. And that's something I just don't like to do. Oh yes. Yes, blessed. I don't like to wait. Call it impatient. But I also know I can't get more time. So this is why it's hard for most people to move forward, as they're waiting for the gizzards of a bird to tell them what's right and what's wrong. They're waiting for the wind to come or stop. They're looking for an external source to propel them into their future. And I was just like, it's not going to be an uncle. It's not going to be a gust. It's not going to be a miracle. It's going to be hard work. And that's why I posted this morning on the memes on shirts, was to say that, in fact, you know, like, no offense to nobody else, but I put in this work. I crawled my way through the shards of my life to say, hey, I expect magic at the end of this journey. I expect that all my hard work, walking through this fucking cold wind and loud ass wind, is still doing my show, because I'm determined. I have a video. About 15 years ago, when I first started this journey, it started to rain, and I just set up all my shirts, and it was a pretty torrential rainstorm, and I started to go live, and I said, you know, you gotta want it bad enough, and the rain's probably making all my clothes waterlogged, and I got my electricity getting water on it, and I needed to go. But I was determined, even if it was at a trading post, pawn shop, of my stepdad's friend, I still went and bought the license so I could set up and through the city and make sure nobody bugged me. And I set up on the corner, and it was just a pop-up with just me and my shirts during a motorcycle rally. Not one person stopped by, right? Not one person said hi. Not one shirt was sold that day, but I still set up. You know, I still proved to myself that I was going to do whatever it takes for this business, that I wanted it bad enough. And years later, of course, you can hand a Saints brand shirt to Mark Echo, or, you know, show up to some of these magic conventions to get inspiration. But for the longest, there was no gust. It was all my gut. Plastic Pocket Challenge. It was all in my gut. My gut instincts to fight for something that I believed in, something that I'd rather my life be like than the way that it was. And self-determination. I was just like, you know what? You can work your ass off at like KFC, Taco Bell, McDonald's. That never moves your ship forward. I'm talking about the hard work. When there is no gust of wind, when it is cold, when you are tired, and you just say, you know what? I'm going to be cold, tired, and windy anyway. Might as well make it work for me anyway. And that's when it started to dawn on me, bro. I need to do my Plastic Pocket Challenge. Hold tight. Let me grab some. Hold tight. Let me grab some toilet paper. Yeah, nose is running. Quick pee and a quick wipe. But to swipe your life forward, to build some sails so you can catch some of the wind, to actually come up with a system that people can actually invest in, was the hard work. To get propulsion without willpower is really hard to do. You're going to need that positivity. You're going to need that passion. You're going to need that more than weed, more than the air you breathe. You're going to need it. You're going to need something that says, hey, I'm willing to work for it, even if I can't see it. I think about this all the time. The prisoners, with their free mind, come up with all sorts of ways to MacGyver things instead of trying to escape, right? They could have been creative and applied to electronics, coding, calculations, you know, like to allow people to actually come up with a trade or a skill set and apply their mind instead of just being still, right? Is a great advantage. I'm not talking about chain gangs. I'm not talking about halfway housework. I'm not talking about just trying to find a job as soon as you get out. I'm talking about building skill sets inside of our own minds, inside of our own lives. We can build our own skill sets, and even if no one's around, that seems like downtime to start making a round, to start making something happen. So it's always something to do on the island, on the farm, at your life. There's always something that needs to be worked on. And even when I was chilling recently and I needed some time to just relax and sit still, I still was working on launching lyrics on shirts and shirts for babies. And what was the other one I worked on? Oh, photos on shirts, and launched all these websites because it takes work. Saints brand, I thought it was already up and working and running. It wasn't. It takes a lot. And now I got to fucking do it as much as I can till I can fucking make it happen. And that's my life, bro. I just keep looking at it for stability and light and to make things right instead of waiting for them to be right, or waiting for the wind to kick down, or waiting for someone to acknowledge me. Just keep knocking on doors and do something with my time, like clean the apartment, clean myself, do some laundry. There's plenty of things to do. And some girl was posting something like, I'm neurodivergent. Like, she just like passed out on all her dirty laundry. And it was like, no, you're just lazy. You know, that's the minimums when girls go, I know how to cook, I know how to clean. When my boys talk, all my friends, they already know how to cook and clean themselves. They know how to order food from Uber Eats. They know how to boil pasta and make their own spaghetti. And they also have been doing their own laundry since they were 10 years old. So now what's your skill set, right? Now what do you bring? And that's what it's all about. That's the gust behind your win. It's like, I bring me. I bring my energy. I bring my ability to change the outcome. And I also bring my willpower. And that's the difference that I've been talking about with people, is like, you're going to need to bring more than just a gust of wind. You're going to need some gumption. And that's what it is, some cojones, if you will. Because life is going to get tough, and it's going to bring you some tough times. And that's when the tough get going. I think the other people like to sit still, and they're just waiting. And I'm like, you better get going instead of waiting. Because like, waiting is going to just tick away without any effort. Going means you actually applied yourself, picked the direction, and went after it. So a lot of us would just want things to happen for us without any sort of effort. And I'm here to tell you, it takes more than that. You know, it takes concentrated effort. It takes consistent effort. And it also takes somebody to willing to do something when nothing else is happening. And that's when you become a leadership. That's when you become entrepreneurs. People are like, I love your skull cap. Say it like, I made this. I created this, bro. This is one of my ideas, man. And it works. It works for me in my ears. But little did I know, it works for my friends in the design. So, you know, when I was starting to cut shirts and I had nothing going on that day, I just walked outside. I said, get off the couch, Mark, get off the couch. And I just walked outside and looked to the right, and sure as shit, there was a big box of the thick cardboard. Do you know the thick cardboard when you're getting your hot water heater, right? That thick cardboard was out there, and I cut it all up, all the middle sides, all four sides, so I could start making stencils to cut my shirts. And it worked out. I still got the stencils. It's still a great idea. You use a little bit of chalk and some fabric cutting scissors, and it came out really good. You know, I could make a leaf symbol. I could do my Saints Addiction symbol. I had a peace sign. I made like 12 different designs. Now, if I just sat there, played on my phone, masturbated, called some girl that didn't love me, guess what? This would have never been created. That would have never been created. I would have never done stencils or cut shirts, and it would have never ever happened. And that's when you got to ask yourself, if you want it to happen, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And that's why I'm not waiting for a gust of wind. I'm not waiting for another wave. I'm not waiting for somebody to tell me to start. I starts within me. And even if I don't know where to start, I do something. There's always something I got to be working on, whether it's my mood, whether it's my health, whether it's my business, whether it's my friendships, you know, or something else in my life. You miss the fucking trash can all the time. That's a bucket challenge. Aluminum challenge. But this is it, you know. I gotta pick the trash up myself. You know, I gotta pick myself up with the trash. I gotta pick myself up when the times are low and get used to it, because they're gonna come regardless. They don't let you know when you're in middle school, high school, elementary school that there's gonna be tough times. They're not preparing you for your financial freedom. They're not educating you on taxes and W-2s. They're not telling you how to handle yourself emotionally or find emotional stability or to create calm and chaos. None of that's taught in school. And that's the win. That's it. From all directions. You can just see it in the trees right now. It's like, where's the wind coming from? Where's the water coming from? It's the elements. It's coming from all directions. Aluminum, you know, and it's just like that. You know, you're gonna try to set your sights, try to pick the right direction, but much like getting all life will come with a storm that you didn't see. And even with your what is it called, GPS and Doppler radar and all the new advances, you know, even with diesel engines, we're not running our way out of a hurricane. We got to stick our eyes through the eye of the storm and see, while it gets chaos where everyone else is windy, when everything else is swirling around you, you need to be the eye of the storm. You need to see that it's just a storm. This too shall pass. That maybe you need to make shelter for next time it happens. Also, some understanding in yourself, like what's it take to be me and to make me effective. And that's something I was trying to find, like an effective route for my mind and my energy, instead of waiting and wishing and hoping. I was was talking too long. Every 5 minutes, you guys try it again. Mention Saints Addiction at Roke and Bakes for 15% off. Cartridges sold separately. So we get in these worlds, you know, and our own world in our own mind. I was talking about it yesterday. Right now the wind stopped and now the sun is shining and I feel good. You know, the other day it was gloomy and I wasn't feeling good. And I had to watch myself and say, you know, how much time do you want to waste on depression? How long do you wish to suffer? And I read that meme on shirts that said, you suffer as long as you choose to. You know, if you choose to be like, I'm the only one that's ever lost a child, I'm the only one that's ever lost a friend or a loved one, I'm the only one that's ever gone through a breakup, me, my heart, me, centered, I'm going to let you know it's not just about you. It's about the human process. All of us are in it. I'm going to say it again. I don't know what I was watching, but the lady went in and the dude was going to blow everybody up on the subway. He had his vest on and he said, "Don't nobody move." And it's not a robbery. He's like, "It's a bomb," you know, and everybody's like, and the lady tried talking calm to him. He's like, "You destroyed everything I worked for." Some stock trader that was on the subway with him, he sat next to him on purpose to blow him up and go like, the last 15 years, I've been growing my account and you just destroyed it in seconds. And homeboy's like, "Bro, I lost my kid's college fund. My wife's divorcing me. Like, you might as well blow me up and shoot me. My shit's already over." And the lady said, "Don't shoot him, right? Don't shoot him. I got kids and I got laid off today. So not only did you lose your college tuition for your kids and your wife, but I also have 3 kids at home on this one little salary, and they fired me." So it was like a ripple effect. And the other lady was like, "This happened to me too." And everybody started talking, keeping it real, what's in their head, what's in their heart, what's in their mind. We never speak. You know, we're all on our phone, going through battles and storms in our own heads. No one can see, right? And then it comes out that, yeah, man, we're all scrambling. We're all waiting for a gust of wind, the lottery, poking hope, anything, just to get ourselves out of the situation that we're in. And that's what I reached out to the gods above, and I said, if you get me out of this one, I'll always give back. And that's where Saints Giving came from. And it is a giving, and it's always been that way inside me since I was a kid. I'll never forget. I think it was a Bonds or a Thrifties. Me and my mom in California, Southern California. I was little, like 8-10 years old, and I said, my mom pulled across to see what this guy does when we give him the money. So we gave him some money, and the dude went in. I think he bought alcohol, but regardless, I watched the giving go through a process. I didn't just give and roll away and not see it. My mom parked across the street and said, "Watch what happens." And that's what we did. We watched what happened, and what happened was not what was important. It was taking action and follow through that was important. And that's what I learned about Saints Giving. It's like, organize the giving. Don't get double pizzas to one person and no pizzas to the other. You know, be useful with your energy. Sure, you got some days off and some low days and some depressed days, but also those are the days to write your lyrics, right? Some of the best music of all time come from broken hearts, man. No doubt. Gwen Stefani, she was just all in love with the bass player and he was breaking her heart. Best lyrics ever. Alanis Morissette, First Take, Jagged Little Pill. She was like, "You want to hear it, bitch? Here's my pain." And now everybody thinks it's an anthem. So you can turn your pain into fuel, right? You can turn the wind into a gust, right? We can flip the script on what's going on in our head instead of just letting it be dread and letting it be the blues. Ain't nothing on the news but the blues. Why not turn your brain on and say, what can I do with this energy? Now, I don't like the energy. It's not my favorite energy. It's not my favorite vibe, but what can I do to come alive? What can I do to wake up? What can I do to gust? And that's when it started to hit me. Even when it's windy, right? Even when the wind has some chill in it, I'm still going to keep moving. I got to keep my joints moving so they move for me when I need them to move next time. And I got to keep my energy high so that way I don't let the lies that I tell myself or the pain that I feel sink in too deep. And it's not a suppression like a drinking or a hiding, you know? It's more like carrying. Do I want to carry this weight with me? And for how long will I carry the weight? You know, it's on your heart, you know? You probably lost a friend 15 years ago. If I mention it again, you're still connected. And that's what they say, for us to be completely detached or not all up in our own face, right? With our own head, all up in our own head. There are people that you can mention something to, right? And they'll be like, oh yeah, that really happened. You know what I mean? And when you mention it to them, that might trigger the same feeling as the situation when it first started. I know when I got into my motorbike accident in Thailand, right? This big old scar right here, right? When I fell, you know, I still had to scrub out the rocks because the streets are so dirty for like 2 weeks after. And every day I would show up and they only got tramadol, which is like aspirin. And I drank a whole large Leo of beer because it's also, alcohol is a, what do you call it? Not a dissociative, it's a anesthetic, right? Almost like whiskey. And every time I go to scrub these rocks out of my knee and my feet and my toes, they put the iodine on it and it felt like I got an accident all over again. So it was clear that I wasn't over my accident. And that's what I'm telling you. It's probably clear that you're not over your emotions, right? Like if you could be emotionally stable, you probably wouldn't have made some of the decisions that you made, gambling, sexual, or anything else impulsive. You know, you probably took more time with it than what was required, right? Like picking a major for college or who you're gonna marry, right? A little more research, a little more effort, a little more concentration on these big decisions, right? Car loan, fuck it, interest rates, come on now. So we all have to concentrate on something, you know? If you don't have a gust behind your wind, and it seems like it's good enough time to sit and figure it out. And that's what we have. That's one of my shirt designs. That's something that we're all going to have to do. But we're all going to have to figure it out, regardless if we have the strength or the knowledge or the direction. It's going to be up to you to create movement and propulsion and gust of wind. So that's why I said gust of wind, because it was funny that me and my team, the AI team, in AI, we're in like a holding position because it's like no one has any time to work on the project that don't make any money. And if it made money, then we wouldn't need the investors. And then I wouldn't have had to apply to all these gusts and Crunchbase and LinkedIn like I did, wasting time waiting for them to be the gust in my wind. And they're not. They're not the gust. I'm the gust. I'm the wind. I'm the water and the shine. And that's all of us. We're all the elements. And with our powers combined, we're very powerful. And more than you would ever believe. So some of us have harnessed the power of the wind. Some of us have harnessed the power of the sun. You know, the combustion engine. It's about time that you don't combust, but you create an engine. That you don't gust, but you create a sail. And you don't fear, right? You create fuel. And that's this morning's marijuana motivation. If you got anything out of this, don't forget Saints Addiction, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. Fuck it, put it on X. Like, share, and subscribe, bro. That's the support. If you got anything out of it, I gave it for free. Maybe you might give me a free like back. That's the way the life works. I work, the dream works, and now this idea is working. And intersect.ai, bro, it's gonna be everything, all your AI solutions in seconds. So social media, posts, organized, scheduled, it's in seconds. Your website, site in an hour, it's populated in seconds. Your app, also grown in seconds. So it's not just, it's gonna take an hour for you to, you know, fix it all up and throw your logo in it. But it's gonna take a minute, not even a minute, it's gonna take seconds for it to be populated. And that's just what AI is doing. So let it do some of the push-ups, let you do some of the mental ups, and let us all grow up and find out what we're really made out of. That's this morning's marijuana motivation. If you got anything out of this, go to Saints Addiction. Peace and love. And as always, Chigaton. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear. Woo! The other side of your excuses. Woo! And the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be shining. You know what I mean? What a blessing. All my friends are messaging me from Thailand right now. They're like, where are you at, bro? We got a bungalow for you. Come back. I'm doing the morning motivation in the wind of Las Vegas. Saint Shorts, Saint Slides, Saint Shades, Saint Skullcaps. Yup. And don't forget, join Weed Club.